This video explains the tax settings available in Kanak Books. Click the gear icon from the navigation bar and select Taxes. It will take you to the Tax Rates screen by default. The list of available rates are given in the table. Click New Tax button to open the dialog for adding a new tax rate. Fill in the mandatory fields. Hit the Save button to create the tax rate. The newly created tax can be found in the list. Double-click the tax rate to open it for editing. Make any changes and hit the Save button to update the rate. Let's check the item table to verify that the newly added tax is listed. Open a new estimate form. In the tax cell, you can see the newly created rate listed inside the selector. Let's change the tax of the item to the newly created one. Now, in the total section, the corresponding rate distribution is shown. Click the delete icon for the respective tax rate and confirm the dialog to remove it. Similarly, click the New Tax Group button to create a new tax group. Provide a name and select the taxes that you wish to associate to the group. Hit the Save button to create the group. Double-click the group name to open it for editing. It can also be deleted by clicking the delete icon and confirming the pop-up. Select Tax Exemptions option from the panel on the left side to move to Exemptions screen. Click New Exemption button to open the dialog for tax exemption creation. Fill in the fields and hit the Save button to create the tax exemption. Click the exemption name to open it for editing. Use the type toggle to switch between item-based or contact-based exemption while creating. In the item table, if you add an item as non-taxable, then exemption reason will be asked. Click the edit icon to choose the exemption reason. You can see the item-based exemption listed there. Also, when you move to New Contact Form and switch tax preference to Tax Exempt, then contact-based exemptions will be listed. You can also create new contact-based exemption directly by selecting Add Exemption Reason option. You can also move to Tax Settings screen by selecting the corresponding option from the drawer. Use the delete icon and confirm the dialog to remove tax exemptions. Select GST Settings option from the left-hand side to configure GST-specific settings. Use the selectors to change your default tax preferences. Hit the Save button to update the settings. Now, when you open a new item form, you can see that the default tax rates have been updated. Use the Enable GST checkbox to enable or disable GST in the application. Now that GST is disabled, when you open a new invoice form, the tax column will be hidden in the item table. Also note that, when GST is disabled, Bill of Supply form will be opened by default. Let's enable GST and apply composition scheme. When in composition scheme, Bill of Supply form is opened by default when clicked on New Invoice option. Also, tax column will be hidden in the item table.